Two men thought humiliating a mother in front of her kids was funny, until a mechanic in a grease-stained shirt calmly shut them down in front of the entire store. He hadn't planned on being anyone's hero that evening. Malcolm Raines, 43, had just clocked out after a long shift at the auto shop off Florida Boulevard in Baton Rouge. His shirt still carried the scent of oil and sweat, and his lower back ached in that dull, familiar way that always came before the rain. All he wanted was to grab a few things, milk, eggs, maybe some smoked sausage, and get home before his niece finished her homework. She'd been staying with him while her mom pulled late-night shifts at the hospital. It was their rhythm now: dinner, cartoons, spelling drills. Just something stable. He didn't even take a card, just a basket and a mental list. The store was in that twilight hour where nobody made eye contact and everyone just wanted to get in and get out. Tired faces, whining kids, impatient footsteps. Malcolm was halfway through his mental list, drifting toward the frozen section, when a voice broke through the dull noise of checkout scanners and cartwheels. Then came laughter, but not the kind you share, the kind that makes your stomach tighten before you even know why. He looked up. Two men, mid-30s, maybe a little younger. One wore a Bluetooth earpiece. The other had a snake-like tattoo wrapping up his neck. They stood near the freezer doors, posturing, and they were performing, not yelling, but loud enough. Just a few feet away stood a woman in her early 30s, wrapped in a faded hoodie, juggling two kids, a baby girl in a car seat and a boy around 7 clutching the cart. The daughter fussed. The boy stared down. The mother clutched a snap card like it might explode. Malcolm couldn't hear everything, but the tone was clear. Should have waited for a man before popping out all them kids. Bet they all got different daddies, the one with the earpiece added, shaking his head like she was a walking punchline. Malcolm stopped. He just stood there near the frozen peas, his basket hanging at his side. The woman stiffened. Her jaw clenched, but she didn't say anything. She focused on her daughter, gently rocking the cart like a cradle. No one stepped in. A teen cashier glanced up. An older woman by the fruit aisle stared at a label she wasn't reading. Everyone waited for the moment to pass. But it didn't. Malcolm took a step forward. Not toward the woman. Not toward the men. Just forward. His chest began that heavy drumbeat. Anger or shame, he couldn't tell yet. He'd seen scenes like this before. Different people, same silence. The boy tugged at his mom's sleeve. "Mama, can we just go?" She bent, whispered something, hands shaking as she reached in her purse. Malcolm took another step. He wasn't a confrontational man. Not anymore. But that kid's voice, that quiet shame, hit something. Before he could speak, the man with the earpiece said louder, if she spent more time working instead of swiping food stamps, maybe she wouldn't need handouts. That was it. Malcolm gripped the basket until his knuckles paled. The woman's face remained calm, but her mouth had tightened into a hard line. Her son hugged her waist. The man with the tattoo muttered, probably going to sell that food to get a new wig. Still, no one moved. The cashier looked away. A guy with a Gatorade-filled cart veered wide. The mother handed her card to the cashier, eyes locked on the screen. Malcolm exhaled. He saw it for what it was, public shame. She wasn't begging for anything, just trying to feed her kids with dignity. And these two, they hadn't earned the right to mock anyone. A memory surged, him as a boy, standing in line with his mom off Plank Road, watching her pull out food stamps. Watching people stare. She never spoke about it. She just said, "Hold the bag, baby. Keep your head up." That memory broke something. He stepped forward. "Hey." One word. Loud enough. Both men turned. The earpiece guy raised an eyebrow. The other smirked. "You always talk to women like that?" Malcolm asked, calm but firm. "Or just when you think no one's going to say anything back?" They blinked, unsure if he was serious. Tattoo guy snorted. "You're a man or something?" Malcolm shook his head. "Nah, just a man who knows the difference between a joke and bullying." That caught them off guard. The earpiece guy opened his mouth, then shut it. Malcolm took another step, just enough that others in the aisle were now watching. You see a woman with her kids, not bothering anyone, and you think humiliating her is a sport? That makes you small. "Mind your business, man," the tattooed one muttered. "This is my business. Anytime I see grown men trying to crush a mother in front of her kids. Yeah, that's my business. Silence. Not resolution, a shift. The woman at the register had stopped moving. Her son looked up at Malcolm, confused but curious. Then the store manager appeared. Is there a problem here? He asked, voice tight. Middle-aged, khakis, glasses. His name tag read Joel Emerson. The two men straightened up. No problem, tattoo guy said. Just talking. Yeah, the earpiece guy added. Nobody touched her. Joel looked around, uncertain. You call that talking? Malcolm asked. Joel hesitated. I just don't want a scene. So letting two men harass a woman in front of her children is better than discomfort. That hit. Joel flinched. The weight of it hung in the air. The mother, still silent, resumed packing her bag. Malcolm looked back at Joel. This isn't about comfort. It's about right and wrong. Someone nearby muttered, he's right. Another shopper, older man in camo, added, ain't no call for that. The tide turned. Earpiece guy muttered, we didn't mean nothing. Just messing around. If humiliating someone trying to feed her kids is your idea of fun, maybe you need a long look in the mirror. No yelling. No showboating. Just truth. The tattooed man grumbled and walked off. His buddy followed. Joel didn't stop them. Malcolm didn't either. He turned to the woman. You okay? She looked at him. Her voice was soft, but steady. Yeah, thank you. Her son peeked out from behind her hoodie. Malcolm smiled at him. You did good, helping your mom today. The boy almost smiled back. People don't usually say anything, the mother said. They just look. Malcolm nodded. I know. I've been one of those people. Not this time. Then the boy asked something that stopped Malcolm cold. Are you my mom's bodyguard? The woman turned quickly. Baby, don't. Malcolm chuckled. No, little man. I'm not. But sometimes when something's wrong, you speak up, even if it's not your mom. He nodded. Especially then. The mother picked up her bag. Say thank you. Thank you, the boy said. Malcolm watched them head for the door. Then he turned to leave, but something pulled at him. Near the vending machines, she was digging for change. The boy sat quietly, rocking his sister. He approached. You got enough for the machine? Just checking. I told him he could pick something if he waited quietly. Malcolm pulled out a few bills. Let me help. She hesitated. I didn't ask for her. I know. I'm offering. She nodded once. Her son picked cookies and a juice. What's your name? She asked. Malcolm. Alyssa Monroe. They shook hands. Not like strangers, but like equals. You didn't have to say anything, she said. Didn't want her son thinking silence is normal. She glanced at the boy, who was tearing into the snack. I hope he remembers your face. Malcolm didn't answer. He didn't know how. Then she asked, you got kids? Not mine. My niece stays with me. Her mom works nights. Alyssa nodded. So you're a safe place for someone. He'd never thought of it that way. He liked how it sounded. Trying to be. She smiled. You didn't sound scared. I wasn't. But you didn't sound like you wanted to fight either. I fought. Didn't fix much. Talking did today. Just then, the two men returned. Malcolm tensed. So did Alyssa. But they didn't even glance their way. No eye contact. No words. Malcolm watched them walk away. They won't try anything, he said. Not tonight. The teen cashier passed by, pushing a cart. I saw what you did, she said. Yeah. I wish I said something, too. Next time you will. She nodded and walked on. Alyssa looked at her son. Come on, baby. He held her hand, cookie pack in the other. She turned once, their eyes met. Not a thank you. Not a goodbye. Just a nod. Real and enough. Malcolm watched them go, then returned to his basket. But it felt different now. The eggs could wait. The milk could wait. He sat in his truck outside the store as night fell, letting the memories soak in. The boy's question echoed. Are you my mom's bodyguard? He remembered being 10, standing in line with his own mother, shoes too tight, watching a stranger quietly pay when her card failed. No speech. No sermon. Just kindness. Now, all these years later, he'd become that man. He pulled out his notebook from the glove compartment. On the last page, he wrote, Speak. Stunt. Stay. He started the engine. Otis Redding played low on the radio. As he drove home, he passed a mother and child at a bus stop. The girl leaned into her mom. Malcolm slowed for the turn, eyes on them. So many women just trying to hold it all together. When he got home, he stepped onto his porch under the flickering light. Inside, his niece Lanny sat on the couch, textbook open. "You were gone forever," she said. He smiled, dropped his keys, ran into something unexpected. "Like what?" He paused. "How do you explain that to a 12-year-old? I saw someone being treated badly. I spoke up. Did you fight them?" "No. Didn't have to." "Did they stop?" "They did." She went back to her book. That answer was enough. But Malcolm sat, watching her, thinking of Alyssa, her son, and what it meant to show up, even for a stranger. Laney looked up. "You're like one of the good guys, huh?" Malcolm smiled. "Trying to be." And maybe that was enough.